Hello, uh, this is a new channel and this is my first video. In this channel I'm gonna to make videos like in Unity where I'm gonna to do games and I think some tutorials if you want. So right here this is the Unity hub and I'm gonna to make a new project. You can name it whatever you want right here. I'm gonna name it like um one. I don't have a name right now, but you can name it whatever you want, and here select the location where it's gonna save it with your project, and here you can choose what's gonna be your game: 2D, 3D, 3D with extras and with on and so on. And I'm going to create. So it's right here. It has open, and I'm gonna to start with a plane. Alright, so I'm going to click right here, right click, and 3D object plane. So this gonna be our world. I don't have a world, so this gonna just be a flat world. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, and I'm going to give it a material. Material. I'm going to name it plane mat is for material, and I'm going to drag it to the plane. So we can give it every color, whatever you want. I'm going to give it black, I think, yes, okay. And I'm going to create another 3D object and cube. This will be our player. So I'm gonna reset and I'm going to go to the cube, and as can you see this, a half of the cube down the world and the half of it like the top. We don't want this. We want like top of the top of the world or this plane. So I'm going to go to position, transform position and Y, and I'm going to give it 0.5 like this. Yes, okay. So right here I'm going to give it a material, and I'm going to name it player mat, and I'm gonna to give it I think blue. Okay, and drag it to the player. So right now I'm gonna to like give it a rigid body with no rigid body. Also if the player have no rigid body, then it's gonna just fly. You see it's flying right now. It doesn't fall off because it has no rigid body. So I'm going to give it rigid body and hit play. So you can see it's falling, and I'm gonna do just 0.5 like this. Okay, so the cube have rigid body, and now I'm gonna to create a C# script. I'm gonna name it player controller player controller. So I'm gonna to give it player controller to the cube. Just a second, it's loading, and I'm gonna not name it cube, I'm going to name it player. So right here I'm going to drag the script, C# script, and give it to this cube or player. So we're gonna open it with double click. So we have it right here, our first script, and I'm gonna write on my first script like movement for the player, so we can move the player with our keyboard. And there's one more thing, you can hear my keyboard because I can't mute it. So let's go. I'm gonna write right here rigid body. I'm gonna name it RB, and I'm going to write RB get oh my god, okay, get component, and I'm going to give it rigid body. I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna write right here rb dot add force. I'm going to give it like 0, 0 and 10, I think. I'm gonna close it, and we have it right here. I'm gonna save it, so with Control S to save. So just wait a second. Okay, so right here, if I start the game, you can see it's moving, but it's like rolling. I don't want this, and I think you don't want this too. I want it like to go forward. So what I'm going to do to give this plane a physics material, I'm going to name it plane physics maths. Okay, I'm going to drag it into the plane and gonna this dynamic friction and static friction, I'm going to give it like 0, and now it's gonna like move forward. It's gonna not rolling. It's gonna, you can see it's moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to go to my script, players controller script. I'm gonna do right here if input dot get key, we want W. So right here, this is just I'm saying to the computer or to the game, if I press W, it's gonna do what's inside here. So whatever I write right here, it's gonna function when I press W. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm gonna to paste it right here, and Control save to save the changes, and I'm gonna hit play. So you can see I'm moving the cube with the keyboard with W, and I'm moving it, so it's gonna fall off. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna to like move it with my WSDA. We're gonna just copy this, copy vest. I'm gonna write right here S, and here D, and here A. And here I don't want to change it. If I want to change the speed, if I want to make my player faster, I'm gonna just write right here like I want it to be 50. I'm gonna write 50, and right here 50, and here 50. No, I don't want this. So I want like change it with just writing 51 one time. So I'm gonna code the top where rigid body, yes. I'm gonna write public float. I'm gonna name it speed, and I'm gonna give it like 10 f because it's float. Don't forget this f. And right here I'm going to write speed. So speed is this. If I change this, it's gonna change all what's speed is, where speed is. So here speed but here we're gonna write minus, because with S, if I press S and the same thing with speed, it's gonna move forward, so I want to move it back. And D, I'm going to do it speed 2, and no, not here, I'm gonna to give it here. Okay, speed, and A, just a second, A is gonna minus speed, and control save, go back to Unity, hit play. So you can see I can move it, like I can play with it. You can see I can make it faster. So if I want it to be like, oh, if I want it to be move it faster or slower, I can just go right here, player speed, speed, and write like whatever I want. It's gonna be like 40. It's too fast, I think, but you can see it changes the speed whatever I want. So you can see it's too fast right now, and you can give it speed whatever you want. You can just click right here and move your mouse, and I think it's too fast, so I'm going to give it 10. And right now we want like the camera following the player, because it seem to follow the player. So there's a simple way just to drag the camera into the player, and it's gonna like move with the player. And I'm gonna just do this. Okay, so you can see right now, if I move my cube or player, it's moving it's moving the camera. But if the player falls off the wall, it's rotating with the player. We don't want this. We want just like following the player, the position player, the player position, and not the rotation for the player. So we are going to do a new script, create C# script, and I'm going to name it camera and follow, camera follow. So I'm going to go to the camera and move it like back where it was, and give this camera this script, camera follow. You can name it whatever you want. Double click to open it with Visual Studio, and now I'm gonna write right here public transform. Oh, sorry. Public transform, and I'm gonna name it player. Go back where is the update method, and gonna write transform dot position player position. So now it's gonna follow our player, but there's an issue right here. If we start the game, the camera is actually, oh what, oh I didn't save the, okay, control save, I didn't save it, so I'm gonna hit play, and you can see what is happening. Oh, the variable, wait, the variable player, oh, okay, I forgot to drag the player into the player right here. So if I hit play, it's gonna work, I think, yes. So you can see we are like in the player, you can see the cameras in the player, and we don't want this. So we are gonna to repair this with just writing some couple of things. I'm gonna write public vector3. I'm gonna name it campus. Okay, right here I'm gonna write plus cam pause. Okay, control save to save the changes, and now it's gonna follow our player, just the position from the player, not the actual player. Like, it's gonna follow. Oh, what is this? Okay, I have, like, I forgot everything. Okay, we're gonna just write right here the same thing where this is. Copy this, copy and paste. Okay, so hit play and it should work. Yes, you can see I move the player. If it's rotating, the camera doesn't rotate with it. So I hope this was for the video right now, and I'm going to load every week a video, Sunday or Saturday. I think Saturday I'm going to load each Saturday a video, and I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, bye.